Embrace nature. Go to your mother nature. Embrace her deeply, intensively. Let yourself go. And let yourself be embraced by her. Mother Nature is resting there with wide open arms. And she's awaiting you with her warmth. And she will generously reward all your good deeds. And she will mercilessly punish all your bad deeds. All the vices that you have. If you make mistakes, she will generously forgive them, because she knows that you have to learn, and only by making mistakes we do learn. By our own actions, by own experience. And Mother Nature knows that. In Mother Nature's realm, there is no scarcity. The principle of Mother Nature is abundance and growth and regrowth, but also death is an integral part of Mother Nature's realm and one of the most basic laws. The modern world offers us opportunities and solutions for problems, sometimes real and sometimes imaginary and sometimes artificial and intentional. In Mother Nature's realm, there are no problems, only challenges. And Mother Nature's creatures love challenges, and they graciously accept them, and they grow with them, and they thrive in a challenging atmosphere. Modernity, civilization, offers us solutions, automatic solutions for Mother Nature's challenges. And it offers us comfort. but it is a treacherous comfort that is offered to us, because by accepting this comfort and these artificial solutions, we become weak. And when we become weak, Mother Nature's challenges become harder to solve. And the artificial solution that the industrial world has created for us will not work anymore. So we need a new solution, a new technical, scientific solution. But since we are, through comfort, in a downward spiral, becoming weaker and needing ever more comfort, we become incapable of coming up with a better solution for a worse problem. And the inevitable end of this process is the end of modernity and the end of industrial, scientific, organized, civilized community. This unbelievably beautiful butterfly that has just landed right below the camera is just a proof that everything I say is 100% true. Because the industrial society is incapable of producing anything of real and lasting and healthy beauty. The industrial society can only create tainted things, artificial beauty and destructive beauty. In Mother Nature, the beauty is in a sense, in a way, it is a different kind of beauty. Because what is beauty in a realm where nothing ugly exists? Yes, in Mother Nature there is nothing ugly. There is nothing useless. There's no waste. There's no garbage. Everything has purpose. Inherent beauty. Nothing has to become beautiful. Everything is beauty. Beautiful and healthy and good in every single step of its development and in every single second of its existence. There's nothing ugly in Mother Nature's realm and nothing useless. Everything the industrial society offers to you is deceptive. It's a bargain. It offers you something that teases you into accepting the offers to cure your problem or to ease your pain or to give you some kind of pleasure, but there's always a drawback. There's always a leash that is attached to you by this product. You become dependent on the product, you become unfree. There is nothing like this in nature. Everything natural that you use will make you stronger and more free and make you more intelligent, because it will increase your understanding of nature and life. Whereas the things in society, in modernity, in the industrialized, scientific, intellectualized world, these things that are offered to you there, only superficially solve your problems, and they don't really make you smarter. They, in the end, confuse you. They create a lot of confusion. And I'm not saying that everything technological is inherently bad, but we are talking about tendencies. The overall tendency of the technological society is destructive, and the overall tendency of everything natural is constructive. Not even constructive. It is perfect, because it constructs, but it also destroys, but in a healthy, always revolving way, in a self-healing way. The destructive effects of Mother Nature are always healing as well. The diseases, the sicknesses, the death, the aggression, the killing that happens in Mother Nature is always also in a way healing. It has perfect sense. Whereas in Mother Nature everything grows and matures and then weakens and dies and then regrows. In the industrial world, everything just grows like a cancer. It grows and consumes and destroys everything around it. In Mother Nature, nothing has to be invented. Nothing new is needed. Everything is already there. It has always been there. And what you perceive as new is a discovery. You discover something that has already been there, and then you use it, and it improves your state of existence. It helps you survive. The things they are not invented in Mother Nature. They emerge. They grow by themselves, and our ability to live in Mother Nature is the ability to let things grow intelligently, and to enter a state of symbiosis with the natural world. Mother Nature is like a book written in a universal language. A language that everybody can understand. Everybody. Doesn't matter from which tribe or nation or part of the world. Everybody can read the book of nature. Everybody can listen to the sounds nature makes. Everybody can watch nature grow. And we don't really need effort to understand Mother Nature. The only thing we need to understand Mother Nature is time. The sum of the hours spent in a healthy natural environment is equivalent to the amount of knowledge that you have about life and nature. And the same applies to humans and human society. The only thing that your child needs to grow and to become stronger, happier, more intelligent, more wise, the only thing that your child needs is time with you, time with its family, and time in nature. Schools were invented to increase the intellectual capability of the children of a specific state, for that state to be more competitive with other states. It's in the end a game of power that is played between different entities, and if the school system has approximately 200 years of history, then we can already state that it has completely by now destroyed the capability of the child to think for itself, and it has completely ruined the self-conception, the self-awareness of the human being, and has created this new system of experts and science, a parallel reality through which the humans now conceive the world. They are now unable to trust in themselves, to go into the world and to live their lives independently. They are afraid of nature. They are afraid of themselves, because they have been barred from nature. And here again, all the nature conservation, environmentalism propaganda that the industrial system puts out is deceptive. It is like I mean, take the big TV reel about the environmental institution that is funded by the big corporation, and it has now preserved this little flower that is almost extinct, and they celebrate this as a gigantic achievement in the nature conservation efforts. But in the whole system of things, in the whole context, this is just laughable, you know? It is just a piece of propaganda, because the real victory, the real achievement would be to destroy the factor that destroys the environment, you know? Most likely the corporation that funded the environmental agency is responsible for destroying a lot of nature. But it is funding a propaganda effort to look like a good guy, you know. Up until now, no effect made by humans has ever halted the process of the destruction of our environment. And also the whole climate and CO2 narrative is completely misleading. The inevitable result of the industrialization and globalization process is the irreversible end of this industrialized society, because the industrialized society emerged in a natural environment and was built with the natural environment as a foundation, but it is destroying its own foundation, and in this way it is destroying itself. The only question for us in this whole game is, do we want to wait for the end of industrial society, or do we want to turn our back on it already now? The difference that it makes is that embracing Mother Nature and reducing your participation in the industrial world, the difference that it makes is that by embracing Mother Nature right now already, you will be happy almost instantly. Whereas by trying to compete with the machines, you will be unhappy all the time. Even if for moments you are happy, this happiness is in the most cases like a drug, a short-term shot of emotions, but it is not really a deep satisfaction. Everything you do with natural means is by default satisfactory. Everything you do on drugs and in competition with a mechanical system, a machine, is by default dissatisfactory, because you cannot compete with machines. And the mechanical society is now even promoting you to merge with the machine and become some kind of cyborg, which by using the technology we are using right now, you maybe on your cell phone, you are already a kind of cyborg. And the industrial society is now only waiting for the opportunity to turn you into a complete cyborg and merge with you, mix with you. Because if you see the machine as an organism in itself, then a good survival strategy for this artificial organism is to merge with the real organisms, with the real biology. Because once it created a cyborg that cannot live without machines anymore, with mechanical parts and implants and being connected with the internet and all these things, once it has created the cyborg, the half biological, half mechanical cyborg will then obviously do everything to protect its mechanical part. It is as if you would protect your own liver or your own heart from being harmed, because you cannot live without this organ. So the human-machine symbiosis is not needed by the human, but it is desperately needed by the machine. And if you think that artificial intelligence is a modern invention, you are wrong. Because ever since the machine came into this world 200 years ago, the capitalistic and industrial global machine has already had a certain kind of artificial intelligence already. By infecting the humans with calculating thoughts, with a capitalistic system where everything is measured in money, already a certain kind of artificial intelligence is established. And this is very visible in, take for example this manager of a big food company. Let's take the American chicken processing company that is producing chlorine chickens. Now imagine this manager. He is an environmentalist guy, and he has the goal. He wants to live a natural life. He's building this beautiful estate in the nature, and he's spending money for natural conservation efforts. And he thinks he still needs to keep this company running, and he has to produce chlorine chickens because this is the only way to be competitive on the market. But by doing this, he's doing something absolutely unnatural and destructive, and he thinks that if only he can, get by a little bit more, push this company a little bit more in this direction, and once enough market power is achieved, they can turn around, they can do something positive, but it will never happen. He is just there as a little screw in the system, and he's doing exactly what the machine wants from him, making profits. And almost everything that makes profits nowadays is destructive. So the people are already not thinking for themselves, but the mental capacity of the people is already sapped, is already hijacked by the system and used by the system. It is as if you have a virus on your computer, and this virus is using your processing power for some other thing, for some company, for some entity that makes money, that wants to calculate things, and basically is renting your processing power for money to other people, this virus. And this is almost exactly what has happened with the human mind since the industrial machine, the capitalistic machine emerged. The mental energy of the humans is diverted into a process that is harmful for all humanity and all nature. The butterfly is still sitting there, by the way, and once in a while it opens its wings and shows its beautiful colors. I have never seen such a butterfly before. The tree behind me has collapsed. When a house or a factory collapses, it is just a pile of rubble. It is useless. And when a machine breaks down, when an airplane crashes, it is broken and useless. And even the process of removing the rubble costs money and energy. The tree behind me, or the tree in which I am standing, it is holding my camera. It fell down, but it is living, and it has sprouted new, and it has created this beautiful shady place in which I'm standing now. It has created a perfect place. There's moss growing here on the trunk. It has created a shelter for animals. The branches that fell down are now rotting in the ground, giving it nutrients. I mean, most people know these things, you know. It's like I said in the beginning. Everything that happens in nature makes perfect sense, even the collapse of a tree, even the death, or the supposed death, is just a new beginning. And I'm making this video because we are in very strange times, and like never before, the machine is invading our lives and infringing on our existence and demanding our submission and confusing us, dividing us, and filling our minds with all kinds of misleading narratives and thoughts. And I'm not even saying that the machine is doing that on purpose. I think the confusion is just an inherent property of the machine. It creates confusion through interfering in a harmful way with natural processes. Because every problem that the machine apparently solves just creates a myriad of new problems that you need new solutions for. It's like an exponential curve of growth of problems. The system is cultivating problems en masse. Problems grow like cancer in the industrial society until they become unbearable and society collapses under its own weight. So, how should you decide when the system offers you solutions? That's up to you. But my advice is, ask Mother Nature. What is natural? What would nature do?